can you tell me about the full moon thing? Because you've brought up the full moon a couple of times. And to me, it doesn't make a difference.
Well, if you were a little more in touch with your
chakra.
spiritual mood and whatnot, like you might recognize that things get pretty intense around the time of the full moon. And then like the craziest behavior you'll experience with kids are like,
oh yeah, dogs.
Like there's like actual.
I'm fully convinced.
There's like actual
this.
Correlation that there's like some sort of like magnetic.
So technically, you know how the tides rise when the moon gets.
Yeah, obviously, full? I'm not an ignoramus. I know all about tides and tide pods.
Tide pods.
No, but I know about the moon.
Because they say that
tides.
There's something.
There's like some sort of
liquid in your brain or something.
Yeah, there's some sort of like magnetic pull, or like there's like varying scientific correlations that are drawn regarding the position of the moon.
My mom was always convinced of this. So like if everyone was acting really weird, she'd be like, "Is it a full moon?" And we'd look it up, and it was.
And so you can often like find examples of bad behavior and other like uncommon behavior. I call it full moon behavior, as a matter of fact. Like
full moon behavior.
And it's funny because we had Tony on the pod, and he had never been a part of this nonsensical part of our pod, and we immediately started talking about Jossie's like celestial alignment.
Yeah. Jossie has crystals.
Yeah,
I charged him up. Right? That's the thing. After the full moon, and like I said, some other personal things, like this week was really tough for me, and so I charged up my crystals because I'm like, I think maybe that
you just put them on the sun or something, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to overcharge them.
The older I get, the ripe old age of 34, the more I am convinced that ancient people had it right where they worshipped the sun, because the sun is quite literally responsible for your life, like all growth.
Yeah. Yeah. Then they got into this other stuff and confusing ever since.
And then all
things have been
all of a sudden,
tumultuous ever since.
the mascot for eternal life became a guy instead of the sun. It's crazy.
And that's the thing. Some of us are still looking for that tan.
I don't tan.
I was thinking about going to the beach this weekend. Actually,
do you tan?
Do I tan?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Do I get bronze, or do I like lay out intentionally?
Would you consider yourself a redhead?
Kind of. I'm a strawberry blonde.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I feel like if you're a strawberry blonde, you probably don't tan.
I have pretty fair skin, but to be honest, I can get pretty tan.
Good for you, man.
That is good for you.
Well, see, I take
the odds.
ascorbic acid, like vitamin C powdered form, like a tablespoon a morning.
Okay.
And they say that like you can actually like produce melanin in your skin internally. And so I actually feel like because I'm absorbing so much vitamin C like through my diet that it actually helps me tan and not burn, because I'm probably like gonna get skin cancer because I have like white skin and translucent eyeballs. Like and
translucent.
Well, if you're gonna get one of the cancers, skin cancer is probably the one.
I wear 50 SPF.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I wore sunscreen.
What?
Are you nuts?
I don't wear sunscreen.
Do you burn?
No.
Okay.
Because he wears a t-shirt.
My left forearm gets tan. My
True.
face
I don't think
no,
I've
but
ever
those
seen you in a
UVA rays, those rays literally can transcend
you wear
fucking shirts. Like
really?
You wear like long sleeves and long pants like in
I
summer.
wear long sleeves all the time. I'm just a big fan of long sleeves. I'm also a little self-conscious about how skinny my wrists are. Not so much anymore now that I'm married.
That'd be mortifying to have as skinny of wrists as you.
See, I mean, it's
mortifying.
terrifying.
Oh my God.
Put them
away. Put them away.
How can
I can literally reach around my wrists.
Wait, strap a watch around that thing.
I could touch my pinky with my little doll hands.
Peter,
I think it
turns out you have. Oh God. I can't touch my fucking. I've got these big ass wrists. You should see my wrist shot.
Woo. I have.
Maybe Peter needs to go do
That's
more.
That's the thing.
Shots.
How much like where you like roll up the
Oh yeah, we did that drill in high school.
I thought you were doing the Soulja Boy dance.
Yeah, I'm also well known for my Soulja Boy dance.
Can you actually do the Soulja Boy dance?
What is it? Oh no, guys.
I
can't do any dances, but I spend a lot of time dancing.
I bet you're a lot of fun at weddings.
Okay, I'm pretty fun at weddings, although I don't drink anymore, so some people think I'm boring. But no, I do my most fun dancing at the gym. At the gym, actually.
You dance at the gym?
Like in a class?
Do you do Zumba?
Here's the thing. I built the gym in my garage so that I can do whatever I want without anybody seeing me.
Okay.
So is it like just freestyle dancing?
Lots of freestyle, lots of booty dancing.
Yeah.
I'm just like jamming, like ass getting fat, dancing by myself.
I really want to like randomly come into your garage when you don't notice.
Okay, one person has
That
one
sounded
human
really creepy, but
one human did see my garage while I was working out once, and it was Chris Peterson because he had dropped off a bunch of Gemini shit at my house while I was in the middle of a leg workout.
Oh, Chris.
So, like,
I wish
hit my
you were
garage
dancing.
button, it's like goes up, and Chris Peterson standing in my driveway watching my garage. Like, I shouldn't be here.
What the hell is that girl doing in there? Oh,
I
I'm
wish
glad
you
He's
were
like, "What are you
dancing,
even
not doing a
training?
leg
What are you even
workout."
training for?" Like, the Rebels.
Duh.
A2 Wham hockey, dude. I'm gonna drop down in a year now.
How is Wham doing right now?
We had our annual meeting. It was really successful.
Incredible.
We got more teams than ever. We're still running 101 development clinics this fall. Assessments are going great. We've got people pouring into the league.
Fantastic.
And then we start games. I think games start next week.
That's great.
For the Wham.
Give us a schedule and we'll send a crew.
You're going to come watch the
Oh,
Mutts?
you can look them up. All of our schedule,
Everything's
both of
online.
our C3 is probably where you want to watch.
I go to some C3 games.
Because you play in the C3 division,
because
right?
it's probably the most entertaining.
Here's what's my favorite part is I've trained
Really
the
good
majority
skill.
of the C3 league.
Yeah, you have. You can come watch us.
Actually,
see
then
where
the
your
super
students
fun is
turned
like
out.
the C league. Like you'll play 1 year in that league and you'll probably move up.
Yeah.
So like C2 and C1 are all the development clinic players from like 2-3 years ago or 3 or 4 years ago.
I don't know. I still don't know how to stop, so we'll see how this season goes.
I think you just need a little more confidence.
Hey, there's no way around. I'm top of the mount. I'm queen of the mountain. My cup running over. I already told ya. I'm moving fast. You live in the past.
Well, I want you guys to just see a little something because things are. My therapist this week was like, "How is time management going?" And I was like, "Lady, I'm a fucking master." I put all these to do things into my reminders app. Look, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Your reminders app gives me anxiety.
I know. Well, the thing is, I don't have to open it too often, and so if it's written on paper and in front of me, that's really anxiety-inducing. But now it's in this little app, tucked away,
With fun colors.
and then if I do complete it,
You get to check it off.
yeah, and there's like that's pretty fun. But here, right on here, driver's license, social security, passport, like these are important. They're just on here randomly. Like figure out health insurance. You know, it's just like a dot on my fucking reminders to do list. It's like throw into my bag in between trips to hockey rinks. Like this is scary. I'm not gonna be able to pod much this summer, this winter, because I'm gonna have a lot of shit
Too
to
much.
do.
Honestly, why does being an adult have so much to do?
When I don't
So
yeah.
much on your to do. I literally got home yesterday from work and I just I washed my bed sheets, put the dishes away, all this stuff, and I was like, well, it's bedtime.
Yep.
How boring is that?
And you and I don't even have kids.
No,
I
I
think about
know.
people with children, and I
Oh
think
my
about how
gosh.
I finish a day and it feels like I did nothing.
Nothing fun, nothing exciting.
Nothing fun. Nothing that fills my soul.
I don't even feel like I did that much. Like, I feel like I didn't even accomplish that much work.
I haven't
most of
even
the time.
unpacked. Like my duffel bag and my backpack are just sitting in a corner of my house.
Just-
I'll get to it eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I like basically my number one job, and it's 30 to 90 hours a week, depending on the week, is like facilitating the best life ever for these mini people, these mini me's that I've created, which I've also decided I'm going to be both parents for. So it's like super
Fun.
fun and rewarding all the time.
Do you celebrate Father's Day?
Actually, no, but like it's a tough day because you're kind of like you've got some animosity. Your kid's dad's
Yeah.
not calling them back, and they've called their dad on Father's Day. It's just like, no, I got to plan a dinner. Like
Yeah.
up until this year, I had a dad to go to Father's Day dinner to, and so I'm looking even less forward to Father's Day from now on. But like, I don't want to be one of these assholes who's like minimizing what real dads are doing out there by being like, I'm the dad. I'm going to celebrate me, because that's not what I am. I'm just a mom doing like extra. But
Then you just get to celebrate Mother's Day twice.
yeah, like it's just like okay, like for a long time though, like because their dad is military, so like he wasn't around a lot even whenever we were married. But like I just make sure on Mother's Day, where you would assume a mom is like, bring me my kids, I'm gonna take you all to the funnest day of your life and drive you there and pay for it. It's going to be so good for you guys. And instead, I'm like, on Mother's Day, somebody else please take my kids for a few fucking hours.
Have a
so I can have one day where I don't have to be the mom.
Dude, that's so
It's good.
true.
That's good. That's a good way to do it, I think.
Yeah.
That
and I would
should
go
be
golfing
Mother's
or,
Day.
like,
Mother's Day and Father's Day should be about
I
the
love like
mom and
every
the
divorce
dad,
decree I've
right?
ever seen is like on the mom's birthday, on like all the days that are supposed to be mom celebratory. It's like, and you get all the kids.
You get the
this
kids.
day. You're gonna manage them as well, and they've got plans. So, but this is a bit ass backwards, right? Like, give me a day. I want to go to the Orpheum and watch like some sort of music show.
Like I'm
the Phantom of the
tonight,
Opera.
I'm going to Avatar: The Last Airbender in concert. I bought it for Jake for his birthday.
Okay, I was say, wait a minute. For Mother's Day, you're not a mom.
No. Tonight. But what I was going to say is I think the best story that encapsulates my mom, like for moms for Mother's Day or for birthdays and stuff, is one time I decided that I was going to like treat my mom to like a breakfast in bed before I went to school.
That is so nice.
And it was before I went to school. So I was like, I'm always late to school. So it was like me
5:30
running, like making this breakfast. And I literally didn't put spray on the waffle maker. So basically, instead of breakfast in bed, my mom just had to wake up and
clean the kitchen,
clean the waffle iron.
Well, that's the thing.
I bet she was thrilled.
I just think it's so funny because that feels like a perfect encapsulation. I was like, oh, you're a mom.
Happy Mother's Day.
It's like a mom every other day. Like your kids are maybe trying to do something for you, but it always just
like
turns into work.
there needs to be like a PSA sent out because like, yeah, like the breakfast in bed thing. Well, most of us are eating in an eating window. Like nobody is eating the first half of the day.
8:30 a.m.
0 people are
Not
eating
my
breakfast. No. Yeah, like that's not
My
the
mom
one
doesn't wanna
day a
be
year
woken
suddenly
up.
I want 4 eggs for breakfast. You know, like
or be woken up at that time.
I'm trying to sleep in. It's my one day
But
that's meant for me.
Isn't Mother's Day always on a Sunday?
Yes.
It
Okay.
is. But this was on my mom's birthday. So
Oh.
that's why I was
Birthdays
before
are
school.
another breakfast in bed day. Yeah.
Yep.
We're in this window of no hockey, kind of like
right
no,
before the start of it.
yeah, like no coaching, no play. Like you're not. It's tryouts. It's like
It'll be nice to
preseason
be
for
in-
all these big leagues.
Yeah.
Like, and so I mean, I'm super pumped the Wild are back. And guys, I got FanDuel. I'm
Wow.
paying the monthly. I thought it was gonna be like $88, $19.99,
That's not that
less
bad.
than an hour of work.
For like the network.
Right.
The net. Okay, for a second I thought you were talking about like you were doing
Betting.
Oh, betting, sports
FanDuel.
betting. By the way, I think that's becoming like a bigger problem than drinking in our society.
It's a huge
It
problem.
is.
It is
I know
a
so
I
many
feel
huge
people-
terrible
problem.
about
Yeah.
this. Like it's an actual like
Didn't we
addiction
just-
that's like
yeah.
worse than some of these poisons that people put in their body. Like I can't believe this sports betting thing scares the shit out of me.
We should have just known that anytime we're gonna take betting and make it way easier, it's a bad idea.
This
Yes.
is
It's a
terrible.
horrible idea.
'Cause there used to be a barrier to
Yeah.
entry to gamble. You
actually
had to
had
go to a
somewhere.
place.
Yeah.
And you had to sit down at a table if there was a spot for you or find a slot machine. And now it's just on your phone.
Yeah, like we're making
Well, and these
addiction
people give a
easier.
shit about these games and these players like they've never given a shit before, and it's creating this heightened
Toxicity.
anxiety around people's like literally. There's a baby died because the dad wasn't watching the baby because he's making sports bets and trying to watch the end of the baseball game to find out if Joe Stickface hit it left of the third baseman or right of the third baseman for $400. Like,
Yeah.
what the are we betting on? These people are betting on stuff that's not even
Well,
sports. It's like within the sports realm. Like if you go to the stadium and 6 people are wearing red hats, by the time you get 100 yards deep, you get the money.
I think that's actually,
And they're stressing about stuff that aren't even like.
it's so much more insidious because I've gambled on sports before. I did my first March Madness pool when I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, it was my best finish ever. I finished like 3rd out of 25 people.
Huge.
But the sports gambling used to be you did March Madness, which
and
was
that's
you
also
fill out
like,
a bracket.
That's also like community
$10.
based.
Yeah,
that's
$10,
way different. It's
right.
like you get something out of it.
And I play fantasy football, and I don't mind paying into fantasy
That's
football
another,
because
like,
I'm hanging out. I'm digitally hanging out
$10
with
at the
my
beginning
friends.
of the year.
Yeah.
And it's based around a full season thing. But you're so right. These people are gambling on the second pitch of the first inning is going to be a ball or strike.
You can literally get in and bet. And so
It's
it's like
so
every
ridiculous.
Literally every second of these non-important games about teams that live hundreds of miles away are influencing
It's like-
your mood
yeah.
that
And
day.
it sounds silly, but if you do season-long betting like fantasy football, you don't get as wrapped up in little decisions because you're like,
No.
all right, this is
But
going to take
that's
another
what I'm
3
seeing is
months.
this heightened anxiety around these like
Yeah.
short duration time
It's like
frames and the
increased
parlay bets and the
gratification,
parlay
yeah.
bets. Like, and then
Yeah.
these guys need to have multiple screens to kind of find out what's happening.
But it falls right into that instant gratification
Yeah.
because it's on your phone, and phones are designed to be like slot
you can
machines
make
because
it
people like
so
going like
fast.
this. The colors are
Yeah.
bright and saturated, so they're easy to see. I've done DraftKings a couple of times, and now I'm done. This is so stupid. I lose money every time.
Yeah.
I mean, who's winning? Who's winning?
The house,
But like, right, like,
as always.
are there people out there that are like, guys, I'm so fucking good at these parlays.
Yes.
You should see how much I'm winning.
That's like people who do pull tabs, though, because people who do pull tabs all the time, I'm convinced, are like so delusional because they'll be like, they'll be like, hey guys, I just won $200 today on pull tabs, and I'm like, when's the last time you won something, and how often do you play?
How many
that?
20s have you thrown in on pull
It's
tabs?
one thing if
but
you
the
play
thing
pull
about
tabs
pull tabs
once.
is like literally there's an end of the box. Like literally at the end of the night,
And it's not
box is
as
empty.
you actually have to go somewhere, like Peter
You
was
have to
saying.
go somewhere.
There's
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's a limit. You
Barrier
can't
for
just do
entry.
pull tabs at your house on your
No.
phone.
right?
So at least
Although
it's like
that
a
might
community
be where there's
thing.
something we could look into there. Business opportunities.
I also
Of
think
gambling?
Phone pull tabs.
that probably already exists.
I'm pretty sure it does exist.
I'm like, okay, I might become a gambler.
Pull tabs is, I think pull tabs
The
though.
day I turned 18, I threw 20 in a box and won the $500.
It's
Nice.
also again, I do think it's better than betting on your phone because there's a community aspect.
Yeah, and when you're like
to it.
feeling the paper coming out of your
and
hand,
you're having
giving
fun
them the,
potentially.
it is designed to be, it is insidiously designed to be addictive.
Literally,
But that's
Candy
the problem.
Crush.
Yeah, like
Candy Crush made people spend thousands
I've never
You
played
guys,
it.
if I
made it to level 1,000 and then I quit because it was taking up too much of my
If
time.
I had some sort of invoice from Candy Crush for my lifetime, I would be.
that is so it
Brother.
is so
But here's
it's
the
made to
thing.
be addicting.
When I first quit drinking like 8 years ago, and I didn't.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I was looking for shit to pass time, and I'm playing Candy Crush, and like,
it makes you feel better about yourself
and
because you're
I'm like,
using your
I
brain.
really would have, and I'm like, I would have spent $100
Yeah.
on booze
Lives.
this weekend, so
Yeah.
I can justify like 50 on Candy Crush. So here I'm back 2,360, level 2,360, baby. But you guys, I'm like at the top of all these leaderboards. There's nothing more gratifying.
Did you know that if you
Candy
invested
Crush
that money
is
in the
very
S&P
gratifying.
500, you could have made 1.2% of that money?
That's
Did you know
also another form of gambling, and I will say
Wait a
I
minute.
The S&P 500 is a-
Wait, I don't know what that
1.2% is a
is.
pretty
I don't know
shitty
what that is.
return.
Wait,
to be
what is that?
honest.
What's that?
Standard and it's
Standard and Poor's
Poor.
index.
I don't know what that
It's
means.
like a general baseline for investors to
Oh.
go buy
Okay, but
stocks
people
and bonds.
buying stocks though is also a form of gambling.
If you're a day
So.
trader, yeah.
I don't know what that is. So
Because
I'm
there's
not good at
with stocks,
finances.
there's like my
Wait,
parents.
what's up with the crypto though? Can I get some of
Crypto
this?
is for utter degenerates.
I am that. I am self-proclaimed.
I am an utter degenerate.
Wait, I'm self-proclaimed multi-decade degenerate, and I'm more than excited to learn about crypto.
You're on the
You're on the wrong pod, buddy.
podcast for this.
I sold all my Bitcoin.
Okay, wait. So we're not doing crypto?
No, we are not launching a Woho Po coin.
I really hope Joe
refuse.
clips that part. That was the funniest thing I've ever.
So we're not doing crypto. You and Olivia King ran through some NCAA stuff.
We got through the
This
bulk
afternoon.
of the women's hockey coverage.
that is
for the
after
week,
this.
based on the
so
fact.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned.
Well, yeah, the way we're going to record this week's pod is Olivia and I will have already seen Mira a couple weeks ago, but we're going to inject her interview into this week's pod.
How did the conversation go regarding her all-female staff?
You know what she specifically was talking about was this is a merit-based work. This is not gender-specific role hire. Like, the people that are hired here earned this job, and they are the best and most qualified people to do this job, and they happen to be ladies. So that was kind of her gist, was like,
if anybody thinks that Mira is not going to hire the best, because Mira is one of the most competitive human beings I've ever met in my life.
But she didn't hire anybody on this staff, although she was part of the staff years before. But
but what I'm saying is, if anybody ever doubted that she would want the best people involved, then they've never met Mira.
Exactly. So, I mean, because I tried to tie it in with her by saying, well, you also own Ice Cougars and exclusively hire women for that.
Yeah.
But that, again, didn't seem to resonate as part of her value system. It was more like, these are the best people to coach these girls, and that's why they're hired.
Yeah, and right now St. Cloud is 11th in the country.
Well, we talked about it. They're moved up to 10th.
Did they?
Yep, and they've got a big weekend coming up. So
sweet.
We'll see how they can do, but they're getting some. They've got obviously strong defense and looking for some offense. So we talked with Mira a little bit more about what St. Cloud needs to do this season, what they'll be looking for, and how they'll be trying to rely on some offense, maybe, or growing some offense. So lots of good talk with Mira. We talked a couple weeks ago about kind of the Murphy's Law of our day, our interview with Mira. One thing I didn't mention last week when I was discussing the Murphy's Law Day was when we came out of the interview with Mira, like literally there was a ticket on my car.
Oh my God, you had a rough day that day.
That's what, like, we were going, Olivia and I were talking about, like, from A to Z, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., how many things really kind of went wrong that day. But anyway, that interview it will be coming up after.
Looking forward to it.
After this. So, and then, of course, our NCAA review, because there's very little P-dub. There's very little international news this week. But I could not stand the thought of the fact that it's October 15th and we hadn't had a single Woho pod with the cast.
With the original cast, because Olivia is certainly a part of the cast.
Olivia's on the cast, and so and then we had the Tony sub in or whatever.
I didn't listen to that one.
Is it because it hurt?
No, I just didn't.
It's okay.
You know, once I got
later
on the plane, I was thinking to myself, I'm going to ignore everything.
Yeah.
That happens at YHH for the next 10 days.
That's probably safe.
Are you guys stoked for Pumpkin?
Hell yeah, I'm stoked for Pumpkin. Are you kidding me?
I believe Jazzy is the videographer. Don't think I'll be there.
You're not.
Wait, you should come.
Okay.
I have a Halloween party on.
I was supposed to ask Olivia to come.
Annually.
I gotta text Olivia.
Olivia's gonna come to the Pumpkin?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Because she's part of the team now.
She gets invited to something.
This is how it goes, though.
We got a comp room.
She initially,
I was going to say, we got a comp room for you and really no jobs on your list of things to do, but would you like to come and hang out? We usually do burgers on Thursday night. Super fun. And we're dressing up and there's candy. Have you seen Michelle's desk? Covered in candy.
No, but I heard about the dressing up and I'm a little...
Are you going to do it?
You have a costume.
Is it an option?
I would say it's an option,
but you're just going to get shamed publicly.
Well, that's the thing. Would you want to have everybody yelling shame at you?
Shame.
I would rather have everyone yell shame at me for not wearing the costume than try to escort a drunk dad out of the rink wearing a Minion costume.
No. But here's the thing. We had to escort drunk dads.
I'll wear a mini cowboy hat. Actually, for our preview, I was going to be a ghost.
Ooh,
and just put a sheet over my head. Yeah,
wait,
with 2 holes.
But here's the thing: we had to have cops escort drunk dads out of there long before we introduced Halloween costumes.
No, but what I'm saying is, if I need to escort a drunk parent out of the building, I don't want to do it wearing a Minion costume.
What if you wore a costume that was easily removable?
Like what?
Like a mini cowboy hat with a vest
or I
something.
could be a ghost. I could walk around. I could be a
and
ghost.
just rip the sheet off and then go into serious mode.
Can you imagine somebody in a ghost costume saying, "Sir, you need to leave the premises.
No.
Sir, you cannot use."
No, that's why we have. There's literally cops
You wouldn't
there.
say that though. You would say, "Sir, you need to leave. You need to leave the rink,"
which would scare the shit out of him, and he'd be gone in a second. Can you imagine? That'd be so funny.
Okay, now I want to do it because I want someone to complain and just be boo.
No, look,
Happy
we've never
Halloween.
kicked anybody out of anywhere. We're not kicking anyone out of the pumpkin. We know what to expect the weekend of the pumpkin. That's why
We've
we all
asked
just get a
parents to
little loose.
leave pumpkin before.
We have, and it doesn't work. They come back. And
Yeah,
it
and
doesn't work.
sometimes the
They come
dum-dums,
back in a costume.
They literally
Yeah,
just come
sometimes-
back in a different shirt.
sometimes they throw money at referees.
With that being said, you're welcome. And now we will go to.
You're welcome.
You are welcome. And now we will go to me and Olivia up in St. Cloud with Mira. All right, we're here with Mira Jalosuo at the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center in St. Cloud. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And we have Olivia King because obviously nobody wants to talk about women's hockey. We'll talk to you more about that. Okay, so Mira is a new head coach here at St. Cloud with the Huskies. They are coming off of a hot weekend, a sweep. And it was your first weekend as head coach at St. Cloud. You've been an assistant coach in St. Cloud and many other places. But to come off your first weekend with a sweep, did that feel great?
It's always fun to win. So it takes care of a lot of the issues, and obviously not letting any goals in is the proudest thing that I'm the most proud of the team.
Yeah.
That shout out for Kirko on Friday, Jojo shout out on Saturday, scoring 5 goals on each night. It's a good start.
It's a great start. Super fun. We're excited to be here and learn a little bit more about you and what St. Cloud State plans to do this season. We wanted to learn a little bit about your history. So you're a 5-time world bronze medal winner, 2-time Olympian,
Something like that.
2-time WCHA champion and national champion with the University of Minnesota.
Yep.
And you're a defender,
Correct.
right? So tell us a little bit about kind of just your journey, some key nuggets from your journey. I know that you're involved in a lot of different areas in hockey, but what's gotten you right here to St. Cloud State this weekend?
No, it has been a long journey. So like if we start from that, I started playing hockey when I was a 6th grader. So much older than most of Minnesota kids. Like you have to start playing hockey here 4 years old, or as a parent you feel like you're failing your kid. So I was actually a 6th grader. I was a ski jumper and combined skier when I was a young kid, and played with boys, played with girls. Recruiting process a little bit different than obviously for the Minnesota kids. Didn't know anything about college hockey, and just knew that every single player from Finland or Europe who ended up going to USA ended up quite getting a lot better. So that's when I started to look into like college hockey, and ended up playing for the Gophers, first European player there with Nora. So that was very unique, and I have always taken a little bit different route what comes to life. And when I was going through the recruiting process, a lot of the Finnish players were saying that nobody likes the Gophers, or the Europeans. The Gophers don't like the European players. So I thought that was very odd. I didn't know like who is good and who is not good, and so I was like, well, I think that they must be very good if everybody's saying that they don't like the European players. So I was like, well, you know what, like I think that I'm gonna go there. And my friends like, obviously you will, because you always do the opposite what people are telling you to do. So that's how I ended up going to Gophers. Like Duluth would have been the easiest place to go because they obviously had a lot of European players at that time.
Yep.
So very, very grateful that I went to play for the Gophers. Had a great time there. Won a couple back-to-back, or one back-to-back national titles there, 12 and 13. 13 obviously a special year. We ended up going undefeated, 41-0. So that's something that it's gonna be extremely difficult to break. Then went to play 2 years professional hockey in Russia, 1 year in Sweden and 1 year in Finland, and retired after 2018 Olympics. But the greatest thing I did as a hockey player was that I also started coaching players while I was playing. So 2012 is when I got involved in coaching. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't I don't think it was a shocker for anybody that like when I retired, I basically started coaching hockey, full-time job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then that's led you to here.
That led me here. So I was first in Stillwater High School, 3 years head coach there. Then I came here to be an assistant coach when Idalski took over the program 3 years ago. Then went to coach the Minnesota Frost for a couple of years, and now I'm here.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the back-to-back Walter Cup championships you have.
Yes.
Maybe one of the most decorated female hockey players in the world.
I don't know about that.
I mean, is there a medal you haven't won? That's a question I guess I have.
Olympic gold medal.
Olympic gold.
Yeah.
But you have an Olympic medal.
I do have an Olympic medal. Yes, I do.
Well, that is really an incredible journey. I think that's so exciting. I didn't realize you were the first European player to be recruited by the U of M. Obviously, they did just fine pulling from just Minnesota for a long time, frankly. But now they're branching out, and you were a little bit younger than me, so I wasn't still in the WCHA when you came around. But I definitely remember when Minnesota decided to add European players to their blue line, it made a big impact because when I played, Duluth was number 1, and they were the only team in the WCHA that branched out of the United States, basically. But they had some size on their D that were like at that time was very, very scary for women's hockey. There weren't a lot of women that were big on at the point that could. But did you play with Britt Ralph, or was she older than you?
Older than me.
Okay.
Yep, older than me. But it was the years when we went. The year when we went undefeated. Megan Bosek was our shortest against. I think Megan is 5'10", 5'10", so it was just like, well, good luck trying to go around us. Like obviously, like footwork could have been better, but you can make a mistake and you have a 6-foot long stick, so you're gonna more than likely recover.
So the U saw what was working for the Bulldogs and we're lucky to grab you. How exciting!
When you went to the U with Nora, did you know Nora before you got there?
I did know Nora, so we were very young when we made the national team. So 2004 is when we started to play for, it was called U22 team. So back in the day it was only U22 and then a senior national team. So we were always the babies and trying to take care of each other. So I knew Nora, but we were not a package deal. So she was already my best friend basically at that point. But I remember when we took the visits together. Besides, I went to Providence by myself, and we landed to Helsinki. And I just told Nora, I know where I'm going, and Nora was like, I know where I'm going too. And we never saved the team. And then Frosty called Nora first whenever we were committing, and then he called me, and then I called Nora, and I was like, I'm going to go first. Nora was like, me too.
Oh,
so that was
so
like, there was never like we have to play together, but we both felt like that was the best fit for us.
Yeah,
that's really special.
Yeah,
I remember that you guys were always like, everyone would talk about your guys' friendship even like long after you guys were gone. Yeah. And so that must be really special to have her on your staff now too.
It's incredible that like obviously it has been a long journey. We played college hockey together. Even when I was playing in Russia, I had a bad back injury. I had 3 herniated discs, and this happened in January, and I knew that like if I can't play or if we don't win the championship that month, like I will be fired. I won't get my money. So I called Nora and I was like, hey, come play a couple of games. Like I'm literally a cone on the ice right now, so I need somebody to make saves for me. So Nora packed her back. Somehow I got the boss to buy in and was like, okay, just flew her in, and Nora came to play, and she played 2 games for us, and we ended up winning the championship in Russia. Wow. And I got my money from there, and it was so she has done a lot for me in life, and just. She's obviously my son's godmother, and now I get to coach with her. She's in charge of the goalies, and the goalies didn't let in any goals last weekend. And
somebody's doing their job.
Somebody's doing their job. She's in charge of the PK. We didn't let in one single PK goal last weekend, so it's incredible.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So she's 50% of your staff, and all female staff. You also own the Ice Cougars, which is a youth development girls program, which also has an all female staff. St. Cloud's one of 2 in the WCHA, and I wasn't able to figure out how many in the NCAA. But tell me a little bit about your mentality, the all female approach, and how that gives you an edge or an advantage.
So I'm a little bit split on that topic. So how I see this is that we have 4 best candidates for this program. And what I'm proud of, they happen to be females. So like for me, it's just like one day if I end up going to the NHL, I don't want to get a job because I'm a female. I want to get a job because I'm the best candidate and they want to hire me. Mm-hmm. So I see this more like there's more female coaches now coaching hockey, and they happen to be the best candidates, and that makes me proud. Mm-hmm. That it's incredible that I can truly say that like, okay, like yes, we have a female staff, but at the same time, like they're the best candidates for the job.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's not necessarily just a
It's a
entitlement because of your gender, but it's like you earned this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hire a female just to hire a female. I'm gonna hire best candidate.
Yeah, for
qualified candidate, and it's a proud moment when you can say that, hey, Nora was the best candidate, Chanel was the best candidate, and Auger was the best candidate.
Mm-hmm. Right, and they got the job because of that.
Yeah.
It just happened to be female.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that like, does that play an edge? Does that provide a bit of an edge for you guys over some of these other schools when you're looking at what your players, who they're relating to, and who they're learning from?
Yeah, I would say that it does, because it's also a personality thing. Like me and Nora, we are very similar personalities, that we are very direct. We just say whatever comes to our mind at the moment, versus Chino and Auger are a little bit different. Auger is a little bit more straightforward too, but Chino is extremely easily approachable. That the players can easily go to her, and she's like the mom of the group, honestly. Like she makes bread for the girls, she invites them to their house, and like, versus I'm a little bit more like, okay, it's business. Like, how can we win this game?
Yes.
So it's I think that we have a good mix of different personalities.
Yep.
But it's much easier to relate to a female, obviously. Like, we understand the female brain a little bit better, obviously, than a male.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sure.
I've never had an all-female coaching staff ever.
It's still rare.
Yeah, so I love the different perspectives that you all can bring.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it leads me to think that you're one of the biggest builders in the women's game, and that's partially because I did coach for you this summer for your Ice Cougars program, and I learned a ton. But I saw another 14 or 15 women getting their feet wet coaching. Some have been around plenty of years, and they're the leaders on the ice each week. But there's just so much to learn from you and from the women that you've hired to coach and develop your players. And so if you're bringing that to the college level as well, I think those women are really fortunate. And tell me a little bit, because, PWHL in theory is a higher level than college, but tell me a little bit about your thought process when you went from the PWHL after 2 Walter Cup championships to come to the NCAA and decide to go college.
Yeah, I always like to actually go back to the moment when I left St. Cloud, because people need to realize that nothing was wrong with St. Cloud at that point. We won 18 games, we beat the Badgers, we beat the Gophers, we beat the Ohio State. It also gave us a great coach. Holly Schneider was the new AD. I saw the vision of the program, but at that point, the PWHL was new, and also like there was a lot of my friends were playing for that team. So I thought that, like, honestly, like, if I'm gonna be challenged one time in my life, it's gonna be if I'm coaching my friends.
Yeah.
Because your friends will always be honest with you, and like if you are telling them to do something and they don't agree with you, they will let you know. They will be like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
like, that's stupid.
Nuts?
Like, what are you doing? Are you nuts? So I thought that, like, if I truly wanna be challenged in my life, like, that's the one opportunity that it's gonna give it to me. So that's the reason why I left. That there was nothing wrong with here. So now if we go back to this summer, I won 2 Walter Cups with them. So is there anything else to win?
Mm-hmm.
And it's extremely arrogant to say, but like at the same time, like I wanted a challenge. Like just when I left St. Cloud, I wanted to be challenged, and now it's not like 2 years later, it was the same thing. Like I wanted to be challenged again.
Yeah, that's such an interesting perspective. Like I would have thought with the new league coming about when you left St. Cloud, my first thought would have been, oh, it's because there's new opportunity, in a new league, and like it's growing. So like she probably just wants to see where that kind of goes. But I love that it was more of like a challenge aspect.
Yeah.
Like I want to push myself as a coach, improve as a coach, and this is how I'm going to be able to do it.
Yep. No, that was the biggest thing for me. That it was one of those things. Like Lise Deklan, I played with her, and super fun.
Yeah.
She's such a great player.
She is unbelievable.
Okay, so looking ahead at this season, you're talking about several consecutive years, or many within the last 5 or 6 where you've had big seasons. You're just on the cusp of being, like a top 5 in the country, as opposed to a top 10.
Yeah.
So A, that's exciting, but B, what do you need to keep doing that you're doing, and what do you need to add to your guys' portfolio repertoire in order to get over that hump, get into the top 4 or 5?
So what we need to keep doing is Brian did a great job with the habits. So it says like it's show your stick, stop in front of the net, stops and starts. We're always back checking. So habit wise, nothing is changing for us. But what needs to change for us is we need to score goals.
Mm-hmm.
That we can't be relying on 2 great goalies to make it to the next level. And like last weekend is a good indicator that like we scored 5 goals on both nights. Yeah, it was against Lindenwood, so somebody can say that it's easy to do, but it's college hockey. Mm-hmm. It's not easy to do.
No.
So that's I think if we can get like to 3.2 goals average a game.
Yeah, you're winning most of your games at that.
I think we will be in a great spot at that point, especially if you can score that in the WCHA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely.
So that's...
So do you have players already plucked that you're going to rely on for that, or do you expect to see some people step up and rise to the occasion?
With the Minnesota Frost, why we won, we had a goalie A and B. So you have to have 2 goalies to win. So that's what we have here.
Yep.
You have to rely on 4 lines.
Yep.
Minnesota Frost, look the last 2 years, who scored the game winners?
Yeah, 4th liners.
4th liners.
Yep.
So you have to be able to rely on everybody. That I can't be going to Alice Soriol and say that Alice, you're gonna be carrying this team.
You need you to get a hat trick every game.
Every game, yeah.
And you need to get 0.2 goals.
Yeah, no, it's unfair.
You're right.
You need everybody, and it includes defense. So what I changed a little bit is that we attack we're very aggressive in the zone rush, and we attack with basically 4 players. Well, can you name a game that all 6 defensemen got a point?
Mm-mm.
Last Friday, all of my 6 defense, they got a point.
That's awesome. Well,
So,
you were a high point producing defender though.
Nah,
I mean, 30 points your senior season. That's pretty.
Yeah, but we were very good at that year. So my job was to give the puck to Amanda Kessel and Steven to score. So
Yeah. You didn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
So in the past, is that how St. Cloud has operated, looking at 4-line depth, or have they counted on a player and looked at them and said, we need you to come through for us?
They didn't have depth. 3 years ago, we didn't have the depth to rely on 4 lines. It was more like 2 lines, and then we hope we don't get scored on when 3rd and 4th goes on the ice. So Brian has done a great job with this program that now we finally have the depth.
Well, and this is interesting. We were looking at the roster, like a 17-18 roster versus a 25-26 roster, and there aren't that many fewer Minnesotans now than there were in 17 and 18, but talked about the level of Minnesotan players that you're drawing to St. Cloud, and what they're contributing to the team versus what it might have looked like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter for me where they're from. My job is to find the best available player for the team. So if they, like we have a Russian kid this year, like if they happen to be from Russia, I will go there and I will find you. That's just what it is. And like overall, like, yeah, in Minnesota, we think we're the God's gift to hockey, but at the same time, you look at the U18 numbers, I'm like, are we? I don't know. Like
that's a really interesting perspective. Shed more light on it.
Yeah, that's like
just you're not seeing as many Minnesotans on the U18 roster percentage wise as you would have seen years ago.
Yeah, probably like 7 years ago, we had like more than 50% of the players were from Minnesota.
Yep.
But last couple of years we haven't had the numbers, so
it's like 20%.
Yeah. It's less. It's less than that, I think. Yeah. Well, now in Lake Placid we had a lot, but the previous years, like, we haven't had that many.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think a huge part of that is just women's hockey expanding to other areas where it never was before. You know, in the past 5 years, it's getting bigger, so obviously they're going to have a few good players coming out of, wherever that may be.
I think you're right, and I think there is a little bit of validity to what you said, Mira. Like, I like that you said we. By the way, you said we think we're God's gift in Minnesota to hockey, and you're right. There might be a little bit of an old school perspective that somehow we're the Golden Girls, and when we grow up in Minnesota and play in Minnesota and get on this platform of, lifelong, AAA wins and a state championship win, and then you're playing at the U, and then it's like, where's my USA jersey?
Yeah.
And it is a much more competitive field.
Oh yeah, the numbers are growing, and you really have to take skill development seriously. That I feel like we are just playing games here, which is.
That's
which
what I
is
was going
wrong.
to say. I'm like, if you look at a player right now, 14 years old to 17 years old, they're probably playing 190 games a year.
Yeah, way too many.
And the girls that are getting recruited in their sophomore, junior year are girls that are, you know, they're looking at their diet. They're stick handling off ice. They're shooting 100 pucks a day. They're not drinking and vaping with their friends. Like, I mean, it's not, you know, it's not about being able to post a bunch of cute photos of yourself on IG and having the rest of the state be like, oh, they're that good hockey player, but you actually have to compete. I mean, you actually have to have your life set up for compete. So it's a totally different game than it would have been, you know, years
Back
ago.
in the day,
But also, I think you're right. I think there is a little bit of an entitlement attitude in Minnesota, and I've used that reference in the women's pod a number of times because I've seen too many really high talented young players not go as far as they probably should or could. But it is really fun to see European women come to the United States and have success, which just wasn't happening as often.
And it's incredible overall for women's hockey that it's not anymore just USA and Canada automatically playing the gold medal game in the Worlds or Olympics, that now it's a Czech, Finland, Sweden, that we are really by Switzerland pushing them. And it's a byproduct of, first of all, like players coming to college, but now players also not being afraid to go to the PWHL. That's just, and it's just gonna keep getting better and better, and the gap is gonna get smaller and smaller, which is super fun.
That is really fun. I was just gonna ask you something and I totally blanked on it.
Shocker.
There's a lot going on right now. I'm trying to cut me some slack.
On the talk of like opportunity and stuff, with you choosing to stay in Minnesota, was that just because of all the opportunity that you saw when you came back from Russia?
Yeah, I always liked training here, so that was the big thing. That like every summer I would come here right after the last game. I would train here, and obviously like I love the Minnesota hockey that we have so many opportunities here. And obviously I got married 2016, so that obviously family plays into role as well.
So you're commuting from the city is up to St. Cloud every day?
Yes, I am.
Tell me a little bit about your family.
My family, I have my wife is Emily. She's actually right now in Ireland. She's playing there for the Irish League. She's a rugby player.
Oh, wow.
She's gonna be spending there the next 8 months. So I'm single parenting.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
But then I have a son who is 3.5, or he's turning 4 in December. So his name is Casper, and he's a little sweetie pie, and his personality is very similar to mine. So we get along great and have a good time.
Okay, so that's a big responsibility to be single parenting with one spouse overseas for sure. What's Casper doing today? What's Casper doing now?
Casper is in a daycare right now. So
now, does he come up here with you, or is he down in the cities?
He's down in the cities.
Okay.
So I drop him off at 6:45 Monday through Thursday, because I have to be here at 8 o'clock. So he goes to daycare 6:45, and then I pick him up at 5:30.
Do you find how do you balance motherhood and a huge coaching job?
It's sometimes challenging because like I wanna be present when I'm at home, so I really have to like focus on that. Okay, like I'm here with him, and my phone is all the time ringing. So now I finally bought this Apple Watch, so I can actually put it on a silent mode or whatever. It's like do not disturb. So it has been helping that I'm not on the phone nonstop when I'm home.
What's your
especially
favorite?
with ice cougars?
Yeah, that's
And this, like those are 2 big programs that you're running.
A lot of people that you're managing and providing services to, for sure. What's your favorite thing to do with Casper?
I honestly like to go to the park with him and just do sports with him. So he does soccer on Mondays. Yesterday was gymnastics. Today is a swimming day. So we don't spend a whole lot of time at home. Like we both like to be on the go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, how much fun! Now, is he a hockey player?
No, he hates hockey.
He's hockey.
No, I don't know if it's gonna change. It's he's associating hockey being a bad thing. Like when we come to the rink, like I always have to go on the ice or on the bench, and it means that mom is leaving him with somebody else.
How interesting is that? The way that little young mind works.
Yeah,
maybe when he's in 6th grade.
I was gonna say, give him a few years.
Yeah.
Like,
a few years.
Yeah.
But But that is interesting. Thanks for sharing a little bit about that perspective. There are many moms in hockey, and it can take a different form, and it feels still, I mean, you're still kind of a pioneer in moms in hockey. So yeah, sometimes it can feel like you have to sort of put on a tough mask like this. I'm managing it all, and there are times that it's probably overwhelming.
Yeah, sometimes it can be overwhelming, like especially bedtime when he doesn't want to go to bed at 9 o'clock, and I know we have to wake up at 6:50, and you're just like, buddy, like, just go to bed.
I know. Yeah, you're like, you wanted to be in bed an hour before that.
Exactly.
Okay, well that's really fun, and I think it's really fun to see women be able to have success at really high levels and have families, because I think sometimes we either cut ourselves out or maybe other people do.
Yeah. I remember when he was a little baby and Emily Brown was babysitting on weekends. She'd bring him to Ritter, and he'd be on the glass, just watching practice. And oh gosh, it was so cute.
And that's the other thing of like, hockey is such a great sport that the community that like people are always helping. Like Brownie, I can just call her and she's gonna come over and watch him. And there is multiple times that I need help, so I just called one of the parents and I was like, hey, can you be with him so I can go on the ice? And
well, I think I covered for Michaela once, because Michaela's like, I'm babysitting Casper, so I covered like on the ice. So I was like, I got it. Yeah, we got this.
Yes, everybody at the rink knows Casper, so that's it's pretty fun.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, so thanks for sharing.
Takes a village.
It does take a village. Okay, so tell me something about you that like people wouldn't know. Like you are serious. I think sometimes even there's a language barrier that can make people feel like you're more serious than you are. But tell me something unique about you that you like that someone wouldn't expect. Because my experience with you is that actually you're very like fun-loving, funny, have a great sense of humor. But again, that could take some time for some people to find out about.
100%. People think that like I'm so serious.
I know. Like, you gotta uncover this over time.
Yes.
The Ice Cougar girls, whenever I'm working with the goalies or just talking to the girls, they have no filter with me.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I have no filter with them.
Social media girl.
So they're always like, she's so serious. She's so.
It was like you're
she
nuts.
Just
it's a fake out.
She's just always got just everything planned. I'm like, well, she's very organized. But I wouldn't say she's very serious. So you just have to have a conversation with her.
Yes, and what when I'm on the ice, like yes, like I'm very strict. Like I draw lines, and this is what I'm expecting you guys to do. But off ice, like I like to joke around and like get to know the girls, and like even on the bench once in a while, I'm joking around there that like, hey, like. It's okay.
Do you ever find that players like don't differentiate, or especially like maybe early in their relationship with you or whatever, like they don't differentiate? Maybe they're worried.
Oh, they're always like shaking when they see me, and I'm like, well,
poor girl.
Fun to see you. Like you're shaking. They're like, I'm just drinking my coffee here. Like
I'm just minding my business. You're like, I literally have a 3-year-old. I should be scared of you.
I know, and it's sometimes funny, especially like coaching high school hockey. Like sometimes I used to like the front entrance, and like when I walk there, we have lost a game. Like it just goes parents like freaking out, and there is my bus lane. Nobody say a word.
I want to go like one day and feel what that feels like.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me please about I know you're only looking at the next game in front of you, maybe even the next period in front of you, but what series are you really looking forward to the most this season?
Non-conference games. It's pretty straightforward for me. So obviously we are 2-0 right now in non-conference. Now we go to UConn. We play 2 games against them there. It's a 12 versus 13 matchup. It's a huge one for us. Then our Thanksgiving tournament, we get to play Clarkson and Colgate. So
wow.
Again, top 10 teams. So
where are you guys going for that?
We are going to DC, Washington DC.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a big one. So you have
a bunch of big challenges coming up non-conference. Probably not any harder or easier than your conference schedule in some cases. Maybe a little bit hard, maybe a little easier, but
yeah, I don't know what to expect yet. So that's But I know that like we have to go undefeated in the non-conference. And even it doesn't at that point necessarily matter what happens in the WCHA. That when I go to the end of the year meeting, like then I have an argument that
we beat all these.
We beat all of these teams, and these girls deserve to make it to the NCAAs.
Yeah.
That's just the big thing, and
yeah, that's huge.
All right. So, yeah, you guys have your work cut out for you, and then you go and advocate for them, and then you find out basically.
Yep.
And this year they're not going to use the pairwise and use NPI?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that going to be confusing for people?
I have no idea. I think it is pretty straightforward. It's the strength of the schedule and
Yeah. It comes out pretty similar to the pairwise. Anyway.
it should. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mira, we have taken a ton of your time. For those of you who weren't here for the hour before this, we spent that part of the time troubleshooting.
Yes.
So we really, really appreciate you letting us come here. My experience, coaches that have been on, WCHA coaches or NCAA coaches that have been on my pod have all been nominated for Coach of the Year in their respective year on the pod.
Oh, so that's the expectation now?
Well, I think it's just guaranteed. I don't.
Is it quarantine? Sure.
I think we have to worry.
Oh, yeah, you're set.
Sure. First year head coach, I'm gonna
Well,
be.
Bethany Brosson and actually Liz Bauer at Augsburg. So they're both first year coaches last year that were nominated for Coach of the Year that were on our pod.
Oh, look at that.
So we're feeling pretty good for you.
And you're off to a good start. Sweet.
But we really do appreciate you taking some time to talk to us. We know that you're in the thick of your non-conference schedule and it means a lot to you. And so to let us come up here and set up shop in your office and talk to you is awesome. Will you let us come back later this year?
Yes, please. Yeah,
right.
just come hang out with me. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll come without all the electronics and just hang out, talk hockey.
Yeah, love it.
Well, again, thank you so much, and good luck this weekend. We'll be cheering for you. Sorry, Yukon.
I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Oh, what a nice interview with Mira.
The audio was great.
Everything about the interview was great. I'm really glad that we got a chance to talk to Mira. Again, a learning experience for us. But a lot of good things going on over at St. Cloud. We followed them this weekend. They played the Gophers in a home-and-home series.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know. I guess I don't think Murphy had the same weekend she's been having. Otherwise, I think they would have won by a much larger margin.
Yeah, I do think it was such a high-scoring weekend, which I was honestly pretty surprised about with the win for the Gophers on Friday, 4-1, and then they won on Saturday, 5-3. But usually when they play St. Cloud, it's like a 1 or 2 goal game, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Like it obviously has depended on the season, but in the past few seasons, St. Cloud is so defensive-minded. And,
yeah, St. Cloud's such a defensive team. Minnesota's been an offensive team, but they hadn't been producing the way they're supposed to. So, yeah, these scores look a little bit more like what we were expecting, although I saw St. Cloud got out ahead, I think, in both games. I think after the first, St. Cloud was winning by 1, and Minnesota scored here in this game. I think they had, most of their goals here, 2 of their goals in the third period. So, St. Cloud was in that game the whole time.
Yeah.
So super fun to see for St. Cloud. Getting some more offense, having 4 goals on the weekend is definitely more than they would normally have against Minnesota.
Yeah. And St. Cloud even had WCHA Rookie of the Week, one of their Russian players.
That Maria McKalen. Mm-hmm. She had a 2-goal weekend. Mm-hmm. So that's nice to see. Is she, freshman.
Yeah, freshman. Russian.
Impressive. And the Gracie Wolf, Minnesotan, scored for Minnesota, or for St. Cloud State on Saturday.
So... And St. Cloud even moved up in the polls.
So they're at 10 now, or are they higher?
Crazy. They're at 10. So last week they were 11, and this week they're 10. Gophers still sit at 3.
Yep, I saw that.
But that makes, in the WCHA, 5 WCHA teams in the top 10 and 4 WCHA teams 1 through 4.
Yep.
With Wisco 1, Ohio 2, Gophers 3,
Duluth 4.
So
I like to see St. Cloud get a little higher. Where I think they were as high as maybe 8 last year at some point.
8, I think, was their highest. And I don't think that'll be
Here's
surprising.
The thing.
I think it'll happen.
Is there room for them in the top 10? I mean, in the top 8? I guess.
I think so.
Who do you have at 5 and 6?
5 is Cornell, Penn State.
They haven't played still.
I know.
What's going on there?
I know. And they're sitting at 5.
Well, they're sitting at 5 with a 0-0-0 record.
Yeah.
So
Insane.
yeah, certainly. But do we know why they're not playing? Is that normal?
I
should have looked into it. I'll make a note to myself.
I've never seen that, but I was looking at their stats and looking at everything, and I was like, this has got to be wrong.
That's what I thought. I couldn't remember their name last week because they don't have any scores in any of these weekends.
Yeah.
And then it's like now I looked at the polls and there's 0, 0, 0. And then there's one more school that hasn't played. Princeton has not played.
Yeah, which is insane. And Princeton is still getting votes. They have 20,
I love that.
24 votes.
I love that.
Which is insane.
So let's go to Cornell. Let's go see when they're going to play. October 7th. They're going to play Boston College this weekend. So so they're not all injured.
No, they're fine.
They're just fine.
They just have a weird schedule. I guess they're just going to really
rip
maybe
it. They never take a weekend off.
Yeah, they're just going to really rip it on the back half. I don't know.
Really?
Which is insane.
Anyway.
But,
okay.
Yeah, so that's huge. The Gophers next weekend have a Saturday-Sunday series with Ohio, number 2. So it's 2v3, which is huge.
It'll be a fun weekend.
And then
are they here?
Are they here? Let me look.
They're at Ritter.
Yeah, at Ritter. Saturday-Sunday series. And then I should have known that because I'm literally working.
Wait, I put in for credentials and I never got an email back. How do I know if I'm in?
They hate you.
They might.
No, they don't.
That could be why they never wrote back.
They don't like Badgers.
I have a problem with people writing back.
Hey, I'm gonna look into that for you, Jess.
Would you?
Don't
and
worry.
the thing is, it just makes me so sad.
No, because remember, we're invited to games, so
yeah. Okay.
You don't have to worry.
Okay, so that should be a really good series.
Huge.
Wait a minute.
That's going to be an awesome series. And Ohio played Bemidji last weekend.
Okay.
But honestly,
they should have won.
That
by
was
more.
insane. So
they should have won by more.
Yes, exactly. Friday they won 6-0, and then Saturday
2-1.
2-1 win against Bemidji.
Okay, so wait, who was in net on that 6-0? Was that a Minnesotan? Was that a Minnesota goalie?
For Bemidji.
For Ohio.
That
That Moorhead goalie, did she play?
Oh.
I want to check the box score on that shutout for Ohio. But Sloan Matthews from Minnesota scored
Yes.
in that 6-0 win. And then on Saturday, so 2-1.
Yeah, isn't that insane? I wonder how long it's been since
Bemidji, State, and Ohio were within a goal.
we're within a goal.
And look, the box scores not even coming up on that one, so I got to see who's getting those goals.
But yeah, Ohio State, in net for Ohio State. Haley. You know what? I don't like pronouncing people's last names because it's embarrassing.
It can be hard.
It's just always wrong, but she's a Canadian goalie.
Oh, okay. Emma Peschel scored in their 2-1 win.
Huge.
And then I don't have a Minnesotan scoring.
She's going to have a
Bemidji's goal.
huge year. I
Seriously.
think special.
Yeah, she should.
She's really fun to watch.
Well, Ohio's got a number of really strong players. I think they're 2 or 3 on the USA prospect roster right now.
Mm-hmm. I will say, I don't know if they're as strong as they've been in the past. This weekend with the Gophers will really, I think, test
I think
them.
that's going to show. I think we'll see a lot.
Yes,
this
because
weekend.
Also, I mean, you go out on a Friday night and you beat a team 6-0. Obviously, in my opinion, it's usually often much closer on a Saturday because your mindset is different.
Well, it's your second game in a weekend. It's early in the season.
Yeah, and you're it's for them. I'm sure they were well, it's just we're just playing Bemidji or
Sure.
They're
writing them off a little bit.
Writing them off.
Bemidji's going to come out really strong when they're at home.
But it is surprising. I mean, that was in Ohio. So for Bemidji to...
So if you ask me, those players probably went out that night.
Bemidji's having to walk up those treacherous stairs from the basement in the Ohio barn.
God, that Ohio barn is something else.
My God.
I think you can touch the ceiling with your stick.
Yes, I swear. Okay, when we played Ohio State and I was on St. Thomas and I was walking up those stairs playing in the game, I was this is a tactic. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it is.
I'm my goalie pads are hitting each stair. I'm tripping.
Well, that's I think we played a Saturday, a Friday, or a Saturday, Sunday series. So we go out to eat on Friday and there's 3 options in Ohio, near where we were staying or whatever. And they're all big barn restaurants like Cracker Barrel or whatever. And I was like, this is also a tactic.
It's fancy now.
Is it? Because I was going to say, like, so many years ago, I was like, I feel like we were sitting at this buffet, like.
Jossie literally has mentioned Cracker Barrel in
Every
every
day.
single pod.
Wait, but speaking of
You were at
buffets, has
98-cent buffet.
98 pounds.
98 pounds.
Has anybody seen that Fridays is turning into a buffet?
What Friday?
The
Like
Friday
TGI
TGI Fridays, the one that's like
Wow.
right near us.
I can't say I've ever been.
Did you
to
know
TGI
that
You haven't been to a
Fridays.
TGI Fridays?
No.
Did you know that when you're a kid and you go to TGI Fridays, sometimes they'll tie balloons into your hair, like into like
That's
each
cute.
strand of your hair? And when I was little, I told them to stop because I was afraid I was going to fly
Yeah,
away.
like you're definitely flying away from TGI Fridays if they put too many balloons in. You know, the thing about TGI Fridays, though, their nachos, they cover like every piece of that chip with cheese.
Is it because there's not very many chips?
Yes, there's like 9 chips on the side.
Nine chips.
See?
They literally put like
Fully
9
loaded.
chips on the edge of the plate and like in a circle, and then they just cover every one of them with full cheese.
I'm glad we like clarified that though, because you made it seem like, wow, it's
I'm
such a
pretty.
big deal.
I'm
but-
pretty good. I'm pretty a big fan of chilies, so I'm not gonna.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not
Kind of, well, then there's Chi-Chi's.
Chi-Chi's is
coming
back.
back.
Chi-Chi's is back, and
That is not the first time that our pod has mentioned Chi-Chi's coming back either.
I don't even ask me why I know that, because like I've never even
fan.
been to Chi-Chi's.
It's good marketing.
But
I know, it's
yes, good marketing.
shows up all over my Instagram and
all
stuff.
over.
Like
so they're
Chi-Chi's coming back. I'm like, I don't even know what it is.
Everybody is so pumped
in
about
St.
it.
Louis Park, right?
God, where's
I
no,
think
no,
so.
there's a Chi-Chi's like right off Normandale Boulevard between 77th and like 84th.
Oh, like it's open now.
It's in shambles. No, there's like an old Chi-Chi's. Like there's grass growing in the cracks in the parking lot, and like,
Yum.
but it wasn't closed long ago. Like, I mean, there were times recently I've been in there
Oh,
getting Chi-Chi's.
I think the one that's opening is in St. Louis Park.
Yeah.
So they're
something
trying to
like
find
that.
a better location. Less lawn mowing of the parking lot need to happen.
Somebody else can
So
mow it.
why is everyone so excited about it? Was it like
I
I
don't
said I'm
fabulous?
wondering. I think it's because they have a drink special that can't be beat. Honestly, I don't otherwise know why. Because they do not cover every chip with cheese.
Apparently Minnesota's a big
Do
fan of
they have
chain
more than
restaurants.
9 chips? Like, would you
Bang
rather
for
have?
Would you want
would
more?
you rather?
How many more than 9 would you want if none of them were covered in cheese? Let's
Like-
be honest.
Would you rather have more chips, less top,
Topping?
I'm gonna need a bigger plate.
or
You could put more chips, but I
more
still want
top,
them all
less
covered.
chip?
And these are like your basic white girl nachos. This
You
is
know-
just tortilla chips and just shredded
Oh, it's like
cheese.
microwave. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, these are not like loaded.
I can make that at home.
Like
Yeah,
this
these
is
are not loaded.
And
This
fine.
is
It's
the after
$14.99 for 9 triangles covered with cheese from edge to edge. And actually, I'm willing to pay that.
Okay, well,
You're
it's
willing
like-
to pay $14.99 for 9 chips covered with just cheese?
You know,
it's a lot of cheese.
Well, here's the thing. Like 6 days
be
a week,
really good.
6 days a week, I'm making these nachos at home. Once in a while, I want a break. All right.
after school special. Okay, well,
Anywho, OSU,
anyways, hockey.
OSU's got some sort of sneaky plan that we haven't quite put our finger on it, but OSU's doing something. So at
They're-
least they're playing at Ritter.
Yes, I think it's going to be a great series.
It's gonna be a really good series. I will be watching that. And then what? Normally we play women's games at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So let's double check. Let's see where we're at.
Oh, it's Saturday, Sunday, and they're like midday.
This is
I think
great.
they're 2 o'clock.
There we are.
I
2
think.
o'clock Saturday, 2 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah.
I think I might go.
Yeah, I'm going. I got to work.
Okay, there's one thing though on Saturday. There's a dog parade at my homeowners association.
That's actually awesome.
They're
How many dogs are involved?
a ton, and they're all going to be dressed up. And there's like
for Halloween.
for a costume contest. A dog
Oh my
a
God.
dog parade costume contest.
That's way better.
That's a
than
lot
to
going
You
on.
guys,
Dover.
the social committee really beefed up this year.
Are you on that?
I'm not, but I am running for the board.
You should be the president.
I am
Of
already on
the
another
United
board. I should be. No, I'm already on another board, so I can't do full president, but like there's somewhere for me on this board, I'm sure.
Oh, there's somewhere for you everywhere.
Anyway, but not on the social committee because I don't even like people. But a dog parade with Halloween costumes?
That's cute.
That might even get me in the mood to drive to St. Cloud.
Well, you can go to St. Cloud and you can watch.
Wait, yeah, who's in
You
St.
can
Cloud?
watch
Let's talk
St.
about them.
Thomas. You can watch St. Thomas play.
Okay,
St.
that's
Cloud.
also going to be a really good series. Actually, actually that one is like giving me very much like which St. Thomas team shows up because just like there's weekend, this weekend. Like St. Thomas could sweep this weekend against St. Cloud. I mean, I think nothing will surprise me.
Yeah, especially
in this series.
I will say, obviously they St. Thomas split with Mankato last weekend. Friday win in overtime with Tegan Kuhlenkamp.
Oh, she got their
game-winning goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Saturday they lost 3-0.
Yeah,
which is kind of, I mean,
well, MSU
to get shut out.
I know, but that's the thing. MSU was probably like, "Are you kidding me?" Like they're probably counting on that win, and now they're not getting those points, and now they're going to come out a bit stronger. But also, St. Thomas, like, they're kind of just not hit or miss again, but like they're scoring their offense. They can have a 6-goal game or lose 3-0 on Saturday. So
it's like not shocking.
Exactly. I'm like, anything can happen this weekend. I'm really excited to see that series, and also seeing some of these St. Thomas players score that are just hometown names. There's a lot of Minnesotans on St. Thomas, so it's super fun to see some of those women having success in the WCHA.
Mm-hmm. And Haley Hansen with the shutout on Saturday for Mankato, so that's huge.
Who else do we have that made a difference this weekend? Cameron Van Batavia, Whitney Tuttle scored for MSU on Saturday. And Ayla Puppy, I should say. So what is that, her second weekend in a row?
She's killing it.
She is, because she's a transfer out of the Minnesota, right?
Minnesota girl. And she was Miss Hockey.
Yeah, she has a lot of points in high school, and she also has a lot of high school accolades. And then she had, for whatever reason, I think we talked about her on the pod and just the transfer theory and why people would transfer. But like I said, it's fun to see people transfer and then start to produce, right?
I think that sometimes people do just need it, like a change of scenery.
Change of environment. It doesn't always have to be something specific. It isn't always the coach. It can be so many different things. It's like a little bit of that perspective I was getting from Jamie Nelson, just like the personal challenge of going to a new environment and trying to reacclimate. There's so many reasons. So it's like, it's nice to get some insight from some of these players. But again, also nice to see some of them coming out. Issa Gettle's another one of those players
100%
who's doing that. But we're hearing some noise from like Vermont University right now, and we're hearing some people out east that are scoring that Sacred Heart's another one that a lot of transfer outs from WCHA are heading out, where you start seeing like Alyssa and Tanakis and some of the Bolbies and some of these girls that transferred into Sacred Heart that are scoring, and they all scored this weekend. Oh, and Zoe Lopez at MSU scored. Hey, there's another name I keep reading. She's due for a Rookie of the Week.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or probably a contender for Rookie of the Year. Possibly at the end of the WCHA season, the way she's producing.
And speaking of Vermont plays Wisco this weekend.
Wisco's going out to a tournament.
Yeah, they're going out to a tournament in New York, the Icebreaker tournament, which sounds like a 12U tournament.
It does. There's a Duluth 12U tournament called the Icebreaker.
But Vermont even received votes to be ranked nationally. 2 votes, but still.
Well, I know, but that's the thing. Okay, Vermont picked up a couple players. Let's see who's scoring. Josie Hemp scoring for Vermont, but right now on their roster, they took in. They've got Stella Retram who scores for them. Josie Hemp transferred there. These are Minnesotans on the Vermont roster, but they've got some strong players. They're trying to make a push, and so they're kind of reminding me they're better than Maine, but they're reminding me of Maine, who is coming up. Like Maine had another really good weekend with some close scores against whatever.
Yeah, and Vermont was they were swept by Penn State earlier in the season, but Penn State has a 6-0 record and is ranked 6th nationally. So, I genuinely think that it would be a decent game against Wisconsin.
It should be, because like I said, the Wisconsin team I'm seeing, well, first of all, Layla Edwards went out with an injury. I want to talk a little bit about Wisconsin's series against Duluth this past weekend, which I did watch most of the games. Is a 4-3 win, Wisconsin win on Saturday, which was exhilarating. In typical fashion, Coach Johnson makes some sort of, coach IQ play, calling a review on a face-off where it turns out to be a 5-minute major elbowing penalty on some freshman on Duluth, big mistake. But in that 5-on-4, then they pull their goalie. So in that 6-on-4, they score with 20 seconds left, and they're still in the power play because it's a major, and then they score with 8 seconds left and win the game 4-3 in the last 25 seconds of the game. So exciting. But why is Wisconsin in that position? Are they down 3-2? going into the last minute and a half of the game, counting on the fact that their coach can see an elbow at the face-off and get that call, make it all go down. Wisconsin's scraping a little bit. But I thought what I thought was interesting was how many penalties Duluth got. And I should have been better prepared coming to this pod knowing exactly how many penalties that was, but it was a shit ton. But put it that way. And
also in my eyes, I look at it and I see, yes, that is a close game and, everything like that. But it was Wisco number 1 playing number 4 Duluth. And Duluth can rip out really good games like that.
Okay,
randomly.
I didn't think Duluth ripped out a very good game. I thought their shots were low, and I thought they weren't.
Interesting.
But what they were doing is playing cheap. They had a player ejected for boarding from behind.
Yeah.
But they could not stay out of the box. And so their plan that game, and that's the thing that made Coach Johnson's call actually pretty good, was a missed elbow, which turned into a 5-minute major. This seemed like their plan. Now, if I'm Wisconsin and I want to prove I'm 1/4, it's really hard when you're taking out my players. Like I said, Layla Edwards is now out. She's a USA roster, going into an Olympic year, injured, MCL, coming out of a weekend where Duluth couldn't stay out of the box because they want to compete against one, but they didn't seem like they did it fairly this weekend. I don't think you should have players leaving games ejected for dirty plays after U.S. players are already out with injuries the previous game. I think it's a shitty tactic, and if Duluth can't figure out how to play Wisconsin clean, then they're not probably a number 4 team. They're going to have more to prove this season to stay in the top 8 or to stay above St. Cloud even if they can't play clean.
Yeah, I do think that, Eve is going to...
She's strong.
Eve is the one that's
She's strong,
keep them up
but
there.
it's 4-0 on Saturday.
Yeah.
She took a lot of shots, but you can't... Abby, they're going to have to deal with Abby Murphy and the onslaught that the Gophers are going to bring. They're going to have to deal with... So you can't just count on a single backbone, strong goalie, and being bruisers because that's not going to keep you in games. And it showed in the second game. They didn't get a goal, and Wisconsin, even without Layla, was able to come out and win 4-0. But again, I was just surprised to see such a dirty game, and I'm hearing more and more rumblings about the play in the WCHA and the safety of players, and is officiating keeping up with the pace of some of the dirty plays, and I guess we'll see. But that was one of the dirtier games I've seen a WCHA team play.
Really? That's surprising to me.
It was frustrating to see.
Yeah. It is crazy to look at the stat sheet and see that, Wisconsin on Friday, or it was Saturday, Sunday, but Wisconsin had 45 shots on first game and 50 shots second game.
Yeah, they peppered.
So,
but they're on the power play how many times? How many, does it show you in the box? Because they were on the power play the whole time.
Yes.
So who does Duluth play this weekend? Did we get that far?
Yeah, Duluth plays Mankato at home.
Okay.
But yeah, Wisconsin coming out of that series with, Ava McNaughton had a shutout on Sunday, which is 3 shutouts on the year already, which is insane, but also not because it's her.
Well, yeah. And then, not as many as some other goalies.
Yeah. And Kirsten Sims, forward of the week, WCHA forward of the week.
Yeah.
Carolyn Harvey, defender of the week, WCHA. So, they're no stranger to getting WCHA awards.
Also, Team USA national team prospects right now looking at hopeful Olympic rosters.
Yeah.
Spots for both of them.
Mm-hmm. And, Duluth will host Mankato this weekend.
Okay, so we'll see if Duluth learned their lesson.
Yes.
But otherwise, I kind of expect Duluth to win that series, right? MSU's got some scoring going on, and it's so fun because, I think we determined that everybody but 2 players on their roster are from Minnesota, so it's, fun to see.
Yeah, and it is nice to see that, Mankato is having, a good goal year, too. With Haley Hansen.
How many shutouts does she have? At least 2.
Her name, quite a few times already, I feel like, and it's early in the year.
Shutout on Friday?
Yeah, I think she has 2.
No, shutout on Saturday. And then the previous weekend.
Yeah, so she has 5 wins on the season already. And
okay, she had a shutout first weekend.
She has 3 shutouts already.
Yeah, I was going to say at least.
Which for a team like
And Schobeck's got 2. A lot of shutouts.
Yeah.
Well, so the WCHA actually came out ahead, like in the preseason or exhibition. Like, I mean, I think the WCHA was like 40-2 or something. Like they won, like WCHA teams predominantly won all their preseason games, and like a ton of them were shutouts. So there is a little bit of a tilt in early season, like goose eggs because of that.
100% because of exhibition games and
yeah. So then we'll start seeing that as they get into more of the weekends of just WCHA conference play, like who's coming out on top. And I think we'll see Eve Gascon, JoJo Schobeck, and then Ava McNaughton. Actually, I think Ava was protected a lot in the previous 2 seasons because of such a strong D-core and such high scoring from offensive players at Wisconsin. And I think she'll be exposed a little bit, honestly, this season.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that the 4-3 game already shows that.
Yeah, and then
especially if you like you watched the game, and you said like the shots, like it's not like Duluth was absolutely having an amazing night.
Yeah, right. So she's not necessarily used to these plays it's interesting to see that transition early in the season with a team that's got something to prove.
Yeah,
in Wisconsin, and they're still undefeated. And watch it, like I was really excited for them when they won, particularly in that Saturday game, because at first I thought I was going to see them get their first loss in like 2 years, and I felt like a pit in my stomach. I was sitting in the tournament room at Big with Tony, and I was like, "Oh my God, these girls are going to lose! Like I'm like mortified. Oh my God, like I need to get a Gopher jersey from Olivia because
you need to start.
Can't keep wearing this Wisconsin shit." And then they pulled it out. But then I was like, okay, that's the team I learned to love and know in the last couple years. But I got they've got a lot to prove this year, those people.
Well, they've got a lot to keep up with. Keep up their image.
I know. That's the thing. They can't be coming into the last minute down in these games.
LeBon was probably bumping.
Oh yeah. Dude, the big tournament room was bumping. LeBon was definitely bumping.
I actually love LeBon.
It's
nice?
An
amazing atmosphere.
It is.
It is so cool. And it's so awesome to see that, like, before every game at Wisconsin, there are people waiting outside to get in for the game.
These fans, they sell out of season tickets.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's an alum who, like it was like a mistake, but she was trying to get season tickets and they were like sold out. And she like wrote back like, really? I'm like literally the first rostered player on this team. You can't hook up a old player. They righted their wrong, but like, they're like seats in this place are a hot commodity. Okay, and well, did you go to the Wisconsin Ohio game at Ritter last season?
Yes.
It was like being at LeBon.
Oh, yeah. It was crazy.
These fans turned up. Like, and they drove from Wisconsin, but they're from around here, too. So it's like, It was just easy for them.
It's not like it's far. It's not super far.
I was going to say, if you can't get to LeBon, but you want to experience it, get to like one of these NCAA or WCHA tournament games because these Wisconsin fans show up.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best atmospheres for women's hockey.
Yeah. No stairs.
No stairs.
For the players to walk up or down.
Oh, yeah. No stairs, guys.
Which
they
is
actually
nice.
have a nice visitors locker room.
Okay, so when I was a freshman, our team locker room was in Camp Randall, and it was under the like bleachers, but it was like 3 levels up.
What?
There wasn't like a women's hockey locker room, and there was a rink on campus that we can practice at, but it was like adjacent to Camp Randall, and our locker room was in Camp Randall, 3 levels up. So we would get dressed, put on our skate guards, walk 3 flights down Camp Randall stairs, like the fan stairs, through the alley behind Camp Randall, over to the Shell, and into the Shell's back door, and we would practice, and we'd put our guards back on and walk. And that was my freshman year, but they ended up building a locker room at the Shell my sophomore year, which was awesome. And this was the year before, like a couple years before LeBon. But I did get the experience of walking into a brand new locker room that was meant for us. That's cool. Having our quarter zips hung and shit. But like I also got the MSU experience of
Yeah.
Like the low totem pole experience.
See, I would, if I was a goalie, that might be hell to me. I think I
Yeah.
would wear those little roller
Those
little
didn't
roller
exist, friend.
covers for my
Shit,
skates.
you didn't even exist. When I was walking down Camp Randall stairs, I don't think you were alive.
2001.
That's when it was.
That's when I was born.
Cute.
Cute.
Well, so
But also,
yeah, we didn't have roller.
I
skate guards.
would sit here and be like, wow, it's so cool to see how far women's hockey has come since then. But also, Ohio State still does that.
No, but that's the thing. That's their tactic.
Well,
We've
yeah,
determined it's clearly a tactic. Otherwise,
it's
they
like
would have done
their
something
thing.
about this by now.
Which they could, yeah. If they
Yeah,
wanted
they
to.
would have done something about this by now.
I will say it does feed into like their gritty mentality.
Well, here's the thing. Mazurov played for OSU when I played for Wisconsin. And so, and she was like notorious for her grit. Like her team is like basically just mini Muzzies and that culture and everything they've built. And it's hard to play against. It is really hard to play against. And the women that she recruits are bought in.
Mm-hmm. I love that about her and about her teams because it is so different than other teams, especially other teams in the WCHA. And she's like, this is how we do things. If you're good enough, like you're going to play, like this is a business. And we're running a business, you know?
And that's why these players probably do not care. They're like in the do not care club regarding their freaking, what are they called? What is that called? Like your rank in your campus.
Status?
No, like, wait, what do they call that? Like, if you say like, okay, it's gonna come to me eventually. I'll probably text it to you like midnight tonight.
hey, I was dreaming about this.
Yeah, I figured it out. But it's like the buildings and the atmosphere and like the things you go to that school for is like
the clout.
Well, maybe, but at OSU, like nobody's going for the rink.
Not for the rank, no. But now for the program, 100%.
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
That's my whole point. These people, it's a different attitude, but it kind of again like relate back to Jamie Nelson's like travel with MSU versus travel with the Gopher story.
Oh, yeah. I really want
PJs versus freaking commercial. All right, where are we? We're like we've like previewed
everything, I think.
Pretty much. So any
non-conference. Except, I mean, Bemidji has a bye weekend this weekend.
Okay.
Last weekend, we talked about, they played Ohio. But that was kind of the only team we kind of missed out on.
Tons of non-conference stuff. So it does look like Cornell and Princeton will get some games under their belt this weekend.
Yeah. I still can't believe that Princeton has so many votes with not playing, but I hope
they have a new coach this season.
Yes, and I hope that I think that Uma's healthy and ready to go.
Hopefully.
So, hopefully we'll see her get those starts on their first weekend.
Uma lost her dad the same week I lost my dad.
Oh.
I think my dad passed away the day after Uma's dad did. So she has been in my thoughts a lot.
Yeah. I feel for you too.
So hopefully she is ready.
I think she's ready and excited, and I'm praying for her, and it'll be good as long as she can stay healthy.
Yep. You know. Yeah. Okay. So we'll have plenty of non-conference stuff to report on. Next week we've got big weekend in the WCHA. I'm super excited about all of that.
Yeah, I think I'm most excited to watch Gophers play Ohio.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest weekend for me personally. Not because I'm a Gopher or anything, but just because it's 2v3.
Yeah, 2v3 should be really good. And then just for WCHA clout, I think the St. Cloud St. Thomas game.
Yeah,
I think St. Thomas is probably the closest WCHA team to being able to like compete. I think MSU is close, but I think there's a lot of bragging rights coming out of any weekend St. Thomas is playing St. Cloud or MSU, and so this should be fun to see those two teams go up against each other as well.
Definitely a good weekend.
Thank you again, Mira, for letting us come in and practice podcasting in the middle of your workday in your workspace. We really appreciated it, but actually really great to hear from you, Mira. We want nothing but continued success for St. Cloud and a lot of those players, and their new commit. They just picked up Katie Zachwit.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday. So So yeah, we want nothing but success for St. Cloud for sure, and anything within an hour, good hockey within an hour, women's hockey within an hour of the Twin Cities, we're here for. Are we not?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting with me, because I've found that really nobody wants to talk about women's hockey these days. So we really appreciate you, Olivia.
Oh, thank you guys.
There's no way around, on top of the mountain, I'm queen of the mountain. My cup runneth over.